Have you ever met someone who seems to understand things most people miss? Someone who notices patterns before anyone else. Who asks questions that make you stop and think. Who can sit quietly for hours and still be completely engaged with their own thoughts. Most people assume deep thinkers are simply more intelligent, but psychology suggests something different, because the secret quality that many deep thinkers share isn't a high IQ, it isn't education, and it isn't even experience. In fact, this one hidden trait often shapes the way they see the world, make decisions, build relationships, and even struggle with life. And once you recognize it, you may start seeing it in yourself too. So what is this secret quality? Let's explore it. 1. Deep thinkers see beyond the surface. Most people accept information at face value. Someone says something, a headline appears online, a situation happens, and that's where the thinking stops. But deep thinkers rarely stop there. Instead, they automatically ask, why? What's really happening here? What am I missing? What caused this? Psychologists often refer to this tendency as curiosity-driven thinking. It's the desire to understand what's beneath the surface rather than simply accepting appearances. For example, when two people argue, most people focus on the argument. A deep thinker focuses on the emotions behind it, the fears behind it, the history behind it, the reasons it happened in the first place. Because for them, the visible event is only part of the story, and this leads us to the secret quality. A quality that quietly drives all of this behavior. 2. The secret quality is relentless curiosity. The hidden trait many deep thinkers share is relentless curiosity. Not ordinary curiosity. Not the kind that asks random questions, but the kind that constantly seeks deeper understanding. Deep thinkers don't just want answers, they want meaning. They don't simply ask what happened, they ask why it happened, how it happened, and what it means. This curiosity follows them everywhere, into conversations, into relationships, into careers, into everyday situations. While others move on quickly, deep thinkers stay with the question. Sometimes for days, sometimes for years, and that's why they often develop insights that others never discover. Because they're willing to stay curious longer than most people. 3. Why deep thinkers often feel different. Here's something many deep thinkers experience. They often feel different from those around them. Not because they're better, but because their minds operate differently. Imagine being in a room where everyone is discussing the obvious details of a situation. Meanwhile, your mind is analyzing hidden motivations, possible outcomes, long-term consequences, and alternative explanations. This creates a strange feeling, almost like you're participating in two conversations at the same time, the one happening around you and the one happening inside your head. Many deep thinkers grow up feeling misunderstood. Because of this, people may tell them, "You're overthinking. You're making things too complicated. You're thinking too much." But from the deep thinker's perspective, they're simply trying to understand reality more completely. 4. Deep thinkers notice patterns others miss. One reason curiosity becomes so powerful is because it helps people recognize patterns. Most people see isolated events. Deep thinkers see connections. They notice repeated behaviors, repeated mistakes, repeated outcomes. For example, a person may repeatedly enter unhealthy relationships. Others might see bad luck. A deep thinker looks for the pattern. What choices keep repeating? What beliefs keep repeating? What emotional needs keep repeating? This pattern recognition can become incredibly valuable, because understanding patterns often helps predict future outcomes, and the more curious someone becomes, the better they become at spotting these hidden connections. 5. The hidden cost of deep thinking. Now, here's the part people rarely talk about. The same quality that creates wisdom can also create stress, because curiosity doesn't always know when to stop. A deep thinker may replay conversations repeatedly. analyze situations for hours, question decisions long after everyone else has moved on. Sometimes their minds become trapped in endless loops, searching for answers, searching for certainty, searching for understanding. The problem is that life doesn't always provide clear answers, and when answers don't exist, curiosity can transform into overthinking. This is why many deep thinkers experience anxiety at some point in their lives, not because they're weak, but because their minds naturally explore possibilities more deeply than most people. 6. Why deep thinkers often make better decisions despite these challenges. Relentless curiosity can be a huge advantage, because deep thinkers tend to examine situations from multiple angles. Before making a decision, they often ask, what could go wrong? What could go right? What information am I missing? What are the long-term consequences? This doesn't guarantee perfect decisions. Nothing does, but it often reduces impulsive mistakes, while others react emotionally in the moment. Deep thinkers frequently pause, reflect, analyze, and then respond. That extra reflection can make a significant difference over time. 7. Deep thinkers are often highly self-aware. Curiosity doesn't only point outward, it also points inward. Deep thinkers spend a surprising amount of time examining themselves, their thoughts, their emotions, their habits, their fears, their motivations. They ask questions like, why did that comment upset me? Why do I react this way? Why do I keep repeating this pattern? Why am I avoiding this challenge? This level of self-reflection often leads to greater self-awareness, and self-awareness is one of the strongest predictors of personal growth, because it's difficult to improve something you refuse to examine. 8. Curiosity creates wisdom. Many people confuse knowledge with wisdom, but they're not the same thing. Knowledge is collecting information. Wisdom is understanding how information connects. And curiosity is what helps build that bridge. Deep thinkers don't become insightful overnight. Their wisdom develops through thousands of questions, thousands of observations, thousands of moments spent wondering. Over time, those questions create a richer understanding of people, relationships, success, failure, and life itself. The wisdom people admire often begins with simple curiosity. 9. The difference between deep thinking and overthinking. This distinction is important. Deep thinking and overthinking are not identical. Deep thinking moves toward understanding. Overthinking moves in circles. Deep thinking helps solve problems. Overthinking often creates new ones. Deep thinking eventually reaches clarity. Overthinking chases certainty that may never come. The healthiest deep thinkers learn when to stop. They know when a question deserves more thought, and when it's time to let go. Because not every mystery can be solved, and not every answer can be found. Sometimes wisdom means accepting uncertainty. 10. Do you have this secret quality? So let's return to the question. What secret quality do many deep thinkers share? Relentless curiosity, a desire to understand, a need to explore beneath the surface, a willingness to ask questions others never ask. And while this trait can sometimes create stress, it can also create insight, growth, understanding, and wisdom. Because the people who understand life most deeply are often the people who never stop being curious about it. So now I'm curious. Do you consider yourself a deep thinker? Do you constantly ask questions and search for deeper meaning? Or do you think curiosity sometimes turns into overthinking? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because sometimes the best way to understand how your mind works is to hear how other minds work too. And if you enjoyed this psychology video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more fascinating insights into human behavior, personality, and the hidden psychology behind the way we think. Thanks for watching, and remember, the questions you keep asking today may become the wisdom you carry tomorrow.